have to re-record it. But anyway, y'all not hit the record button. Okay, so record? Yeah, I am. Okay, so I wanted to, it's been a while since I recorded a video, and I wanted to turn the camera on today just because one thing I'm finding when I first started making these videos, I was making them because I wanted to bring awareness to teen pregnancy, which I still do. I still want to bring awareness to teen pregnancy, but I am definitely finding out that making these videos is probably more therapeutic for me. Mainly because I just get to talk, and a lot of times when you, I guess, have stuff on your mind, or you know, you hold on to issues and you don't get to talk about them, it could be really draining. So to be able to talk and hopefully help, because that's always the goal, is to be helping. If just one person, if I'm just reaching one person, that's perfectly fine with me. It does not have to be, you know, I don't have to be, I want to be reaching a lot of people, but I swear, I promise you, my heart will be fulfilled if it just helps one person. So anyway, I wanted to turn the camera on today because my daughter just turned 14. And so for those of you that don't know, I actually got pregnant when I was 14, and I had my son when I was 15. So going into my 9th grade year, from 8th grade middle school, I was pregnant. When I can remember going to, what's it called when you you know, when you go to school during the summertime and you get to see all your classes and meet all your teachers, and I was pregnant when I did that. So it's when my daughter turned 14, it was kind of triggering for me, and not in a bad way for her, but for me, because it just, when I was her age, I was pregnant, you know. And if, you know, she is a bubbly personality, she has a good head on her shoulders, you know, she's not a troublemaker, she's a straight A student, extremely sociable, like I was. Is that the right word, sociable? I guess it is, but anyway, like I was, and just a ball of fire. Like, she's a ball of fire. She's everything that I would have wanted to be when I was her age. So it's triggering for me, because even with all that said, I couldn't fathom her, one, having sex, two, about to be somebody's mom. I'm still reminding her every day to clean up her room, you know, clean up this room, you know, just the stuff that we still remind our kids to do when they're early teens like that. You know, she still comes to me for advice, or we just, you know, I just can't fathom it. I can't fathom it. And so for me to be responsible for a human being at that age, it's just triggering, because I can't imagine it. But I became a mom at 15. I feel like I need to say this in every single last one of my videos that I make, because easily in today's society you can step on somebody's toes, or you can offend somebody or offend people, and you know, I definitely would never want to do that, but I definitely wouldn't want my intentions to be overshadowed by somebody being offended by anything that I say. I make these videos because I'm sorry. Maybe I should. I thought my tripod was a little more sturdy than that. But anyway, I make these videos because they're my truth. So I'm just telling my truth, okay? And while this may not be everybody's truth or everybody's situation, I'm sure I'm not the only one. So anyway, I'm also making these videos too because if you happen to see my video and you're a teenager, you may not even be thinking about having a baby, or you know, I'm sure you're probably not thinking about having a baby, but you know, we know what causes you to get pregnant, right? So you know, we know what causes you to get pregnant. So maybe when you are in the midst of thinking about possibly having sex at a young age, you'll hear my voice in these videos and be thinking about consequences that could possibly happen, even though I know you already know, but actually hearing it from somebody on the other side. Because what my goal is to show you what it looks like 24 years down the line. This road is horrible. Horrible. And I drive a Jeep with these big behind tires. Anyway, what it can look like for you 24 years down the line, okay? And so that's kind of what another reason why I started making these videos. Let me get over and out of this lane. That's kind of another reason why I started making these videos, because I know a lot of people, you know, tell you what could happen. A lot of people tell you things, but you know, hearing it from somebody who actually is going through it, not went through it, I'm going through it, might make it a little bit different. So anyway, my daughter, like I said, my daughter just turned 14, and it triggered a lot for me. So be that as it may, consider that for yourself, what it's going to be like for you when your child is that age that you are now. Because I've been through the stages of when my child was 18, 19. So, you know, I'm not just talking about a kid. You know, I've been through all of that. I've been through the going to get my kid out of school and them having to call my parent, my mom, to make sure it was okay for me to pick up my son because I wasn't 18. That was, whoa, that was a whole nother situation. I thought this road was gonna be better, but yeah. So my daughter, going back to my daughter, because y'all know I talk a lot, but going back to my daughter, just turning 14, her innocence, the innocence that she has as a child, I really cannot imagine that her not having that. I really can't. We talk about school supplies. She's made a list of school supplies that she wants to have because it's her first year in high school, and you know, you can't do things the way you did them when you were in middle school, according to her, which is cool. I love it. But I was getting ready to be somebody's mom. And that I was not thinking about school supplies in the 9th grade. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't. I couldn't think about that because it was diapers and wipes and bottles and this and that. So I strongly encourage everyone. I strongly encourage you to think about, just think about it. Consider all things outside of just the baby being here. Like, save yourself from the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Save yourself from the feeling now that I have. And when I make these videos, I promise y'all I am not looking for pity. I am not. I'm not. again, I'm really not looking for pity. I have plenty of family, you know, plenty of family that if I wanted to go talk to and I needed them, you know, I take that back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I'm not looking for pity. I'm telling you to save yourself from having to have emotions that you won't have to deal with if you would just wait to have a child. Because like I told you, my daughter turned 14. It should have been which it was a lovely experience just to watch her grow up. But it also was very triggering, and I dealt with that trigger silently. I really didn't even tell anybody. I actually hadn't even mentioned it until I talked to my mom earlier today, and now I'm talking to you guys. I've never even brought it up, just because I didn't want to take away from the emotion of watching my kids get, my daughter, my only daughter, watching her get older. But I'm not gonna lie and tell you that it wasn't triggering for me. It was scary. It makes me want to cocoon her, and I can't do that, you know, because I need to get you past where I feel like I went wrong. And a huge part of me feels like I already did that, you know, but it's just now it's when it's really like, okay, it's go time. With making sure I'm on top of my game, knowing everything that she has going on, which don't get me wrong, I'm gonna do that anyway, but you elevating it probably to the 10,000 power. Just if you can understand what I'm saying, you can understand what I'm saying. I just save yourself from that. That's my thing. That's really what I'm advocating for. Save yourself as much as you can from hindsight. You know, a lot of times 2020, if I knew then what I know now. So I'm your new then what you know now. I am that. I'm that. I'm telling you that it does not just stop right there. It doesn't stop with just taking care of and raising your kids, and it doesn't stop. I mean, it doesn't stop mentally, and it doesn't stop. That's and mental health is important. Mental health is important, and a lot of things we can avoid sometimes. Right? So just to save yourself from that. Just save yourself from that, because you won't have to go through it. And this is even if you're 15. If you're 15, when my daughter turns 15, I have a feeling that it's going to trigger, it's going to be there again. It's going to come up for me again. And as she turns 16 and 17 and 18, it's going to come up. I did not have a childhood. I actually told my mama that this morning. I don't feel like I had a childhood. I really don't. I don't feel like I had a childhood whatsoever. I can't, you know, I know I did things. I know that I went places, not went places. I know I did things, and I know that, you know, I had friends, but it is a blur, especially my 20s. They were a blur. I just encourage you to wait. You have to wait. Wait, and then once you get older and you know, are you ready? You know, you'll know when you're ready. But then you think about having kids. But I know I didn't go into a lot of detail. I kind of just skimmed the surface on how I was feeling, or how I feel about watching my daughter turn 14. And maybe I should go further into detail about it. It's just that, you know, it's kind of hard. It really is kind of hard. Because it forces me to look back at my situation, right? And that's hard to do. And what I mean by that is there's no way I could be a good mom at 14. Well, I had them when I was 15. But still, there's no way that I could have been a good mom. When I look at my daughter, and then this is what makes it so hard to talk about, because with all the accolades that she has, she wouldn't be able to she wouldn't be a parent. She couldn't be a parent. No 14-year-old should be a parent. 15-year-old should be a parent, but there was no way I could have been a good parent. So basically what I feel like is I never set my son up to have the right start to life. And I'm saying that based on looking at my daughter now and where she is, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't that far off. Man, times were different back then, but they weren't that different when it comes to maturity and when it comes to mentality. I just had to get there, and I had to get there fast. And what really bothered me was that when my daughter turned 14, and even before, but we have conversations, we talk about stuff, the future. We talk about things that I think that I should be talking to her about, that I never would have given my son the opportunity to have. I would never created the opportunity to talk to him, because you just don't know. You don't have to. You can't do that at 15. You can't do that at 15. When he would have turned 15, I was in my 30s. But I wasn't a mature 30-year-old. I wasn't a 30-year-old equipped to I wasn't a 30-year-old equipped to bring or start advising a teenager, who's developing into a man, to do certain stuff, as opposed to where I am now. And I can talk to my daughter and I can tell her the ins and the outs, and just you're not even experiencing what you're supposed to be experiencing in life at 15 when you're trying to be a parent. Again, these things trigger for me, and again, they're hard to talk about. So if I can't get my words out, I'm sorry. If I'm stumbling over my words, I'm sorry, which I know I am. But this is raw and genuine. I'm not making this up. I'm not doing this for likes. It's raw and it's genuine. And just about every time I make these doggone videos, it's extremely hard for me to fight back tears. I also don't want to be on here crying every time I make a video, but it's extremely hard for me to fight back tears, because I know it's hard. It's real. It is really real. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm looking at myself when I see my daughter, and 75% of me is proud of where she is, and I feel I'm comforted in knowing that not just me but her dad too, that we are guiding her down a different path than the one that I took. But 25% of me still deals with these little, they're not little. 25% of me still deals with emotional trauma, with mental trauma, just with stuff. And then when I see my daughter, when my daughter turns, like when she turned 14, when certain things happen that trigger something for me. Well, in this case, it was her turning 14 that take me back to a place. That takes me back to a place that was one of the most blurred, confused, unconfused, unaware, but aware, one of the most naive moments of my entire life. I was naive, and a lot of people go, oh, you know what you doing. No, I know you don't. You know what gets you pregnant. You do. Book wise, you read a book gonna tell you, and it will. That's another topic for another day. But it's triggering. It really is. But the moral of the story is, because now I'm rambling on, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I didn't intend to get on here for long periods of times, but I just wanted to come on here and say that certain things that may come up for you in the future, you can try to avoid if you would just wait. Actually, definitely practice safe sex. I haven't really said that yet, because I don't encourage teenagers having sex, period. I just don't. I don't encourage that at all. So I don't tell you to practice safe sex, because I really would rather say don't be out here having sex at all. It's not, it is not enjoyable. No, I'm not going to say. Okay, so that's another topic for a different situation. But I encourage you not to have sex at all. So I never say practice safe sex on here, because just abstinence is probably the best, for sure. And I have multiple reasons why I can tell you that. I'm sure I'm not the only person. While I'm saying that, I do encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel, so that you can always be aware when I release one of these videos. I want to try to start making more videos. It's hard to know, to be sure what I want to talk about and what I don't. It's hard to be sure how much of myself to put out. I don't just, actually, I'm thinking too that I don't just want to make videos about teen pregnancy. I want to make videos, period, talking about just some of the things that I feel like I've gone through in my life as a woman, a girl, so anyway, that's another thought too. But subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments. Maybe if it's something that you want to know, if you are a teen mom and you want to know maybe something that you think you're about to go through, I'm always more than happy to have this conversation, share my knowledge, share my opinion. Nothing I say is facts. It's just all my life and my opinion. Even if you just want somebody to talk to, you leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll find a way to reach out to you, and also give you my contact information to reach out to me. If you know a teen mom that is, or a mom of a teenager that's about to have a baby, if you want to talk, we can do that. I don't know if you have somebody to talk to. Sometimes we don't, sometimes we do, and I don't mind being that person for somebody. So leave me a comment, let me know, and I'll find a way to reach out to you, and we can have that conversation. Sometimes I feel like it could be good just to talk. I know for me it's good to talk. I go back and I watch these videos, and I'm like, I say 1,000 times, I know that, but I listen to myself talk, and it's like talking to my friend. I feel like I'm talking to my friend. I'm listening to myself, and it's almost like every time I make a video, I release just a little bit. It's just a little bit of, I know it sounds crazy, but it really feels that way. So that's all I have today. I just wanted to talk about a trigger, and it was my child turning 14 that brought up emotions for me. It really made me feel like I was a bad person, and no, not a bad person. There was no way I could be a good mom. So it has me questioning what kind of mom I was to my son, because there's no way that my daughter right now could be a mom. she's so goofy, and so like goofy in a good way though. Goofy in a good way, like enjoying her life, and charismatic and lazy, and beautiful, and all the things. But none of those equal parent to me. Not right now. None of them. So that's all I have. I do want to say thank y'all for listening to my videos. Like, comment, share, do all the things that people ask you to do when you want to get the word out. Leave me some comments telling me how I can get better, some topics that you may want me to discuss. Anything, anything, just be nice, you know. Don't let's just keep it nice. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have. I will see you guys in my next video. And again, I just want to say thank y'all for listening. Oh, and wait. I encourage you to wait to have a kid, to share your body. Wait.